Thank you for being here, Marilyn.
My
You have
pleasure.
a very busy schedule. Could you tell us a little bit about, tell us your favorite childhood memory?
Well, it would have to do with chickens in the chicken coop. My mother would send me out in the morning, and I just loved getting out of the house for one thing, but also I would talk to the chickens, and I gave the hens names, and if I was lucky they would let me stroke their feathers, and I always apologized for taking their eggs, but I would take a few eggs and then go inside.
So where was this farm?
It was in Oklahoma, just a little town. Yeah, very, very tiny town, if you could even call it that.
Did you always know that you were going to leave that little town and make something of your life?
Yes, yes. Since was very young, I had inclinations to leave. I was just very curious about the world beyond what my immediate reality was.
And you started off modeling, yes? A photographer saw you and took pictures of you?
Yes, yes, that happened, and I changed my name to Marilyn. Prior to that, I was Norma Jean. I also changed my hair color, and pretty much changed my whole persona.
And did you feel that that was necessary in order to be a contract player in Hollywood?
At the time, I did, and I was receiving a lot of positive reinforcement to go in that direction. And as a young girl, just coming out of Oklahoma, I went with it.
Do you feel that you've been taken advantage of early in your career, or do you feel that you made the choices that you wanted to make?
I feel that my personality was definitely malleable, and I certainly had a desire to please others, and it felt really good to receive positive feedback, and I feel like that motivated me. Ultimately, I do take responsibility for the decisions that I've made.
Okay. What was your favorite project that you worked on? Favorite film?
Well, it's a little bit of a different project, not a film, but when I sang to Mr. Kennedy, that was pivotal for me because I realized how much power I had as a woman.
So you think it's all right to use your sexuality as a tool of power?
Only if one chooses to do that.
Okay. Do you cry?
Absolutely.
And what would make you cry?
I cried on the way over here today because as I was driving, I saw a little squirrel run out, and unfortunately, he had a accident with the car rolling over him.
Ooh. What makes you angry?
Injustice.
Can you give us an example of injustice?
Yes, all the pictures that we're seeing coming from Vietnam with the people treated inhumanely.
From the napalm.
Yes.
Would you say that's the worst thing you've ever seen? Or is there anything else in your life that was the worst thing you've ever seen?
That is one of the things. Another thing that has really affected me to a great degree is seeing men who do not want to be drafted injuring themselves severely.
In order to not be drafted.
Yes, and then being drafted anyways.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything you fear?
Man. Not necessarily men, but humankind. Humankind can be wonderful and horrific.
Meaning, talking about the war specifically, or?
I'm talking about wars, I'm talking about racial inequality, I'm talking about women being treated as less than men, I'm talking about violence.
Okay. When you die, how do you want to be remembered?
Hopefully fondly, and as someone who was true to herself and inspired other women to be true to themselves.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.